Hello, gentlemen. Prior to Japan's turn four, because it's so logistically complex, I figured it would be helpful not only to send a written text, which is as articulate as I can come up with, but it struck me as not quite enough. Visual aid might help, and this is in an effort to avoid any confusion, because a lot of the combat phase movements are dependent upon the non-combat complement to where everything's landing and gas, so I figured this would be helpful. Anyway, we'll start at the top. Japan is buying two carriers, a destroyer and a sub. They're placing them in six. We're going to take two fighters that are currently in Japan and move them out to sea. Two of the planes that are on the existing carrier in six are going to basically move off of the carrier and just stay in six to land on the new carriers. The empty carrier that's in Sea Zone 6 is then going to proceed down to 36. After all the combats are over, basically a plane is flying off to 44, attacking the transport, and then going back to 36, landing on that Japanese carrier. The tactical bomber that's currently in 36 on that same carrier is going 1-2 to Kwangtung, attacking along with forces that I'll describe later from transports up from Johal, and then going right back to 36 and landing on that same carrier. There's a carrier in 19 with a fighter and a tactical bomber on it. Those two aircraft are flying to Kangxi to attack, as well as two men. And again, they're then going to proceed down to 36 and land on the very same carrier from which they came. The Hong Kong battle is going to have another two men from Johal, of which there are six. So the last two are going down to French Indochina, and one AA gun is going to land in French Indo in the non-combat phase as well. There's also a transport in Sea Zone 6 right now. It's going to grab a man and an artillery, and that's moving down to French Indo and dropping off there also. Now, we're attacking the Russians, of which there are Chinese. We're coming in from Hopei with one man, one artillery. We're coming in from Yunnan with one tank, one mechanized. We're also bringing 3 of 4 tactical bombers and 3 of 4 fighters, as well as 2 strategic bombers, and everything's going to land back in Yunnan. As I just alluded to, there are 2 additional aircraft, 1 fighter and 1 TAC. They're coming down to 38 and attacking the destroyer. They're being joined by the additional fighter and TAC from one of the carriers in 36. After that battle, in the non-combat phase, both of those empty carriers are moving to 38. That Sea Zone's carrier numbers are being replaced by the one from Japan, and as you recall, the one from 19. In addition to those 2 carriers moving into 38, I'm also bringing a battleship, a cruiser, 4 transports, and 1 destroyer, as well as 5 men from Kwangxi and 1 artillery piece. They will, in the non-combat phase, drop off in Burma after the attack, which takes place in the combat phase, of which there will be 12 men coming in, 5 artillery pieces, 2 tanks, and that'll be it. So in Kwangxi, there are currently 2 tanks. They're going to be going to Shan State along with 2 men from Siam. So basically, we'll have 2 full carriers here with a fighter and a TAC on each. There'll be a battleship, a destroyer, a cruiser, and 4 transports. We're moving one of the subs from 36 into Sumatra, into 41, for a convoy move. We're moving a destroyer from 36 into 42 for the same purpose, as well as the ability to block you. I think this should be helpful. I'll elaborate really quickly again on what's coming from Johal. There are 6 men and 1 artillery piece in Manchuria. 2 of the men and an artillery piece are going to French Indo. 2 of the men are going to Kangxi. 2 of the men are going to Hong Kong. The Kangxi attack is being complemented by the fighter and the tactical bomber on 19's carrier. The Kwangtung attack is being complemented by just 1 tactical bomber from the existing carrier And again, the fighter is taking out the transport and returning back. So that's a logistics explanation of the video that might escape you in my text. I hope it doesn't. But as always, if there are any questions, bring them to my attention. I hope this was helpful, and let me know if there's any questions. Thanks.